What's up, everybody? How you doing out there? In this video we're going to be making lamb, and I know you're going to say, oh, isn't lamb gamey? Isn't it got that weird funky taste? It can. It actually can, especially to an American palate. But if you do it right, not so much. And if you pick a good piece of lamb, not so much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some garlic because we're going to make a marinade. And even if it's a little gamey, this marinade is going to take care of things for us. I also got to tell you, at first I was thinking maybe I shouldn't do this video because I had been working on my wife's car, and I don't care how many times I wash my hands, it still looks like they're dirty, right? It's just, I hate that. Anybody that works on automobiles knows my suffering. Got 3 cloves of garlic. We're going to hit this. And garlic is going to be one of these things that is going to be very important to this dish. So don't ditch it unless you absolutely can't stand garlic, or obviously you've got a allergy or an intolerance or something, like I do, but my wife doesn't. So this goes to my wife, and mine is going to be very simple. So simple I'm not even going to record it, because what's the point? So go ahead and do your chopping of this now, because this is also going to end up being part of the sauce. If you leave it too big, what's going to end up happening is when it's time for you to make the sauce, you're going to have big chunks of garlic, and somebody's going to bite into it and they're going to go, ugh. And this is going to be something that I don't usually do, but we're going to be putting it in a Ziploc bag, which I know you're like, yeah, that is something you don't usually do. Yeah, I know. I'm being very odd and different today. This is going to be one of those things that the longer you let it sit in the refrigerator, the better it's going to end up tasting, within reason. This right here is fresh oregano. Okay, and you can use dried oregano. I'm just using fresh because I have it outside, so why not? And then maybe one time this way. And then that's good. And we're going to throw this in our Ziploc bag. The smell of that is so different than dried oregano. Rosemary a little goes a long way. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, let me get rid of that stem. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and this goes inside our bag. With thyme, I do try to get the stem off as much as I can. Sometimes if the stem's like real little, it's okay. But nobody really wants to eat a stick, right? So it's just all about the leaves with thyme. So we have our thyme. And a lot of times people ask me, Will, how much are you measuring? And how much is this? How much that? I always say to myself, it's if I give you measurements, it's not really the best way to cook, quite honestly, guys. If you kind of see how much I'm putting, just like visually, that should be kind of like your cue. If I give you exact measurements, it might turn out, it might not, because things change. Like for instance, this right here is fresh, right? And because of it, it's going to have a different aroma and different flavor, and the oils that are inside here, it's going to be stronger than if I let it sit here for a year, okay? And then it becomes dry. Well, your spices change with time, and also the brand changes, as well as where it was grown, and everything changes the way that's going to end up tasting. So if I tell you a teaspoon of this or a tablespoon of that, there's no guarantee it's going to work out. We've got some salt here. Now this is table salt, and this is stronger than kosher salt. And what I want to do is I want to put enough salt on this that would be perfect for like one piece. I don't want to just like throw an amount inside here, like a tablespoon or a teaspoon. I don't want to do anything like that. Everything's a little bit different. So I'm thinking that's enough for a piece. We might have to put some more salt on later, because some of this is going to soak into the meat when we marinate. We got some black pepper here. This I'm going to put maybe, if I had to guess, 1/4 teaspoon. Olive oil. And what we want to do is we want to put about, I guess if we were going to measure it, 1/4 cup maybe. Honestly, it's almost like we're making a salad dressing, honestly. And then if we wanted to, we could put lemon zest inside this, or we could put lemon juice inside this if we wanted to. But by doing that early, that is actually going to start cooking this. Well, it's not really cooking, but it's going to be kind of like cooking, like making ceviche. And we don't really want that, okay? We just want some of the herbs, oil, garlic, salt, pepper. We want that to kind of penetrate the inside of the meat, okay? So that's what we're going to do. And this meat has no scent, no smell to it at all. Okay, so we got all that in there. We're gonna seal this up. And like I said, if you want to put lemon zest in there, you could. You know, you could put a little lemon juice, but that's usually one of those things that's better to do it a little bit later on down the line instead of early on. But you can, if you are so inclined. But what we want to do is we want to wrap this up real good so everything is in contact with this. And what I used to use, which is better than Ziploc, is one of those food savers that's vacuum sealed. Because what it does is it just like forces everything in the meat and it gives a better marinade. But this is going to be okay. Let me get the air out of this. And we're going to, there we go. We are going to put this in the refrigerator. And I'm going to leave it in there for at least a day. And then in a day, we will come back. And then this will be ready to roll. So I'm trying to wipe off the excess here, but it's really hard. But the marinade we're going to end up pouring into this near the end. But we want to go about 5 minutes on each side, and then have a piece of aluminum foil ready, because when this ends up coming out, we're going to throw it into the aluminum foil and wrap it up and let it set for about 5 minutes. And that's also going to increase the temperature with the carryover heat. There's going to be actually 2 flips on this. So on these ones that I'm doing, I'm going to be doing 2 flips. I'm going to go about 3 minutes, 3 minutes, then I'm going to flip it again, and then I'm going to go like 2 minutes, 2 minutes. I'm also going to go around the sides. Put some butter in here. And I'm adding this stuff near the end because I don't want it to burn. And then our marinade, we're going to be putting inside here too, because there's so much flavor in there. It'd be a shame to waste it. So what we're also going to do is we're going to see that fat side. We're going to set this inside here for a little bit. I'll let some of that render. I just checked the temperature of these, and they're ready to go into the foil. I got these guys about 5 degrees more than I wanted to get them, but it's going to be okay. What we want to do is wrap this up real well and let them finish cooking in some steam. Those juices are going to escape, and when we open this up, it's going to look like there's a bunch of black juice in there. But these will be done 100%, and they'll be ready to roll. It was marinated for about a day and a half, and it might be a little tough because I accidentally overcooked it by about 5 degrees. But
yeah, I like it a little rare, you know, medium rare.
It's not gamey or anything.
Not at all. Not at all. It's not gamey. What? Why? What kind of meat is? Oh.
You're eating lamb.
Am I really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Doesn't taste like lamb at all, does it?
No, it doesn't. I'm impressed because I've had lamb before. Remember the first time you made it? I go, ooh, it's too gamey, right? Oh my God! I can't believe that's.
I know, huh?
Oh my God.
Mine was good, and it didn't have anything on there.
I'm impressed.
That's lamb sirloin.
Wow. No, I'm shocked. I'm really impressed. It's like I would have never guessed.
Yeah, I'm just upset that I overcooked it a little bit.
It's still good though.
Because when it was in the pan and I saw that it was 5 degrees over, I was like, damn. Anyway, guys, that's that. If you like this video, hit like, hit subscribe, and don't do what I did. I went over that 5 degrees and it made a difference. And so that's why with lamb, it's really important that you pay attention to the temperature. Because it doesn't take long, 30 seconds more in the pan than it's supposed to. It can make it be a little bit drier than you want it to be. But nonetheless, still turned out okay. Anyway, till next time, guys. Later.